When the sun, the luminary of identity, vitality, and the conscious ego, takes up residence in the fourth house, the imam Sili or IC, the journey of self-discovery turns inward. While the sun often seeks to shine on a public stage in the fourth house, it illuminates the private sanctuary, the roots of the family tree, and the deepest foundations of the psyche. The inner sanctum of the self. In traditional astrology, the fourth house represents the midnight of the chart. It is the lowest point, symbolizing the home, the ancestry, and the emotional bedrock upon which a person builds their life. With the sun here, your core identity is inextricably linked to your private life. You aren't someone who feels the need to broadcast your achievements to the world to feel valid. Instead, your sense of shining comes from the stability of your domestic environment and the strength of your internal world. There is often a profound need for a home base that feels like a kingdom. You may invest a significant amount of creative energy into your living space, ensuring it reflects your personality and provides a sense of absolute security. For you, the home isn't just a place to sleep, it is the source of your solar power. The weight of ancestry and heritage. The fourth house is the house of endings and the father, or the more private/nurturing parent. Having the sun here suggests that your father or a dominant paternal figure played a massive role in shaping your ego, for better or worse. You may feel a deep responsibility to carry on a family legacy or, conversely, a drive to heal ancestral patterns that have been passed down through generations. You are likely the vibrational center of your family. Even if you aren't the loudest person in the room, you are often the person who holds the emotional gravity of the household. Your pride is tied to your heritage, you find strength in knowing where you came from, and you likely have a keen interest in genealogy, history, or the preservation of traditions. Privacy is a power move. While others are out chasing the mid-heaven, the 10th house of public fame, you understand that true power is cultivated in the shadows where no one is watching. There is a certain reclusive royalty quality to this placement. You may be highly protective of your personal life, guarding your inner circle with fierce loyalty. This can lead to a late bloomer effect. Because the sun is at the bottom of the chart, it can take time for your light to crest the horizon and be seen by the public. You spend the first half of your life building the foundation, learning who you are when the doors are closed, so that when you eventually do step out into the world, you are unshakable. The psychological foundation. On a deeper level, the sun in the fourth house indicates that your greatest life work is psychological integration. You are tasked with shining the light of consciousness into the basement of your subconscious. This requires a brave exploration of your childhood conditioning and the emotional habits you inherited. The challenge here is avoiding the trap of becoming too insular or stuck in the past. There can be a tendency to use the home as a fortress to hide from the demands of the world. However, when you use your solar energy to master your emotional landscape, you develop an inner authority that doesn't require external validation. The golden years. In ancient astrology, the fourth house also represented the end of matters or the final chapter of life. Having the sun here suggests a golden later life. As you age, you likely become more comfortable in your skin, finding a deep sense of peace and vitality in your later years. You become the patriarch or matriarch, the one who provides the warmth and light for the next generation to grow. Ultimately, your mission is to realize that the sun doesn't just belong in the sky, it can also be the hearth fire that keeps the soul warm. Your brilliance is quiet, deep, and foundational. When the sun in the fourth house filters through the 12 zodiac signs, it colors how you protect your peace, manage your family dynamics, and build your inner fortress. Here is a brief look at how each sign expresses this solar energy. The fire signs, inspired stability. Aries, you are the pioneer of the hearth. You likely take a leadership role in the family and may have a restless domestic life. You find your identity by protecting your tribe with a fierce, sometimes impulsive, courage. Leo, your home is literally your castle. You take immense pride in your living space and ancestry. You are the heart of the family, radiating warmth and seeking to be the central authority within your private sphere. Sagittarius, you find your roots through expansion. Home might be a foreign country or a place filled with books and philosophy. You need a domestic life that feels like an adventure and offers plenty of physical and intellectual space. The earth signs, tangible foundations. Taurus, security is your ultimate goal. You seek to build a home that is sensory, comfortable, and enduring. Your identity is tied to land, property, and the physical manifestations of your family's legacy. Virgo, you express your solar light through the sacred craft of homemaking. You are the fixer and the organizer of the domestic realm. You find your center by being useful to your family and maintaining a meticulous, healthy environment. Capricorn, you take the legacy aspect of the fourth house very seriously. You may feel a heavy weight of ancestral duty. You build your private life like a business, structured, disciplined, and designed to last for generations. The air signs, social roots. Gemini, your home is a hub of information and constant movement. You likely have a large library or a revolving door of visitors. You find your identity through local history, storytelling, and maintaining a youthful, communicative atmosphere at home. Libra, harmony in the private sphere is non-negotiable. You invest your ego into creating a beautiful, balanced domestic life. You are the mediator of the family, often defining yourself through the quality of your closest, most private relationships. Aquarius, your domestic life is unconventional. You may feel like the black sheep or the rebel of the family. You find your roots in a chosen family or an avant-garde living situation that allows you total personal freedom. The water signs, emotional depth. Cancer, the sun is in its accidental joy here, as the fourth house is Cancer's natural home. You are the ultimate nurturer. Your identity is deeply submerged in your emotions and your role as a protector of the vulnerable. Scorpio, your private life is intense and transformative. You likely keep your home life shrouded in mystery. You find your power by investigating family secrets and undergoing deep psychological rebirths within your inner sanctum. Pisces, your home is a spiritual sanctuary or an artistic retreat. You may have a porous boundary between your private life and your dreams. You find your identity by dissolving into the emotional currents of your heritage and seeking a transcendent sense of belonging. When the sun transits your fourth house, it marks a month-long period where the spotlight shifts from your external ambitions to your internal foundations. It is a time of hibernation and recharging, occurring roughly once a year. The seasonal low tide. Because the fourth house is the lowest point in the zodiac wheel, this transit often feels like a drop in physical energy. You may feel less social and more inclined to stay in. This isn't a sign of laziness, it's a natural cycle of recentering. Just as a tree focuses on its roots during winter, you are called to pull your energy inward to stabilize your base. Focus on the home and family. This is the classic nesting transit. You might find yourself renovating or organizing, a sudden urge to deep clean, redecorate, or repair things around the house. Family dynamics, spending more time with parents or relatives, or dealing with domestic matters that have been sidelined. Real estate, this is a common time for moving, looking at property, or signing a new lease. Psychological maintenance. Beyond the physical house, this transit highlights your emotional security. You become more aware of what makes you feel at home in your own skin. It's an excellent window for reflecting on childhood patterns or ancestral history. Journaling and introspective practices. Strengthening your inner sanctum so you feel prepared when the sun eventually hits your fifth house of outward creativity and the 10th house of career later in the year. The bottom line, the sun transiting the fourth house is a cosmic reset button. It's an invitation to quit performing for the world and start tending to the private life that sustains you.